We're back with the TV exclusive of our one-on-one, or not one-on-one, three-on-one sit-down with President Trump at Bedminster yesterday. It was wide-ranging, and he talked about what he's looking for in a VP, the state of the economy, and even reveals he plans to cut one federal department. Take a look.
Let's talk about Vice President. Pete and I have gone off the wall. We've talked about historically, presidents pick vice presidents based upon what states they can deliver. We've talked about the fact that you're looking for, it seems to be, that you might be looking for a fighter. Well, let's just ask you directly. What are you looking for in a vice president?
So you always have to say, and I mean it, is if something should happen to the president, you have to get somebody who can be a good president, okay? And I think you have to say that. And then the second thing, I want somebody that can selfishly help me to get elected. But typically, if you look over the years, look back 100 years, it's almost never that a vice president helps. I mean, you're out there all by yourself. You really are. There's a day or two of, hoopla, you picked a vice president, and then it goes back. But it's almost never helped. Actually, the one person that helped, I guess you could say, is Lyndon Johnson, because he was a real political animal. And he sort of helped a little bit politically with Daley, et cetera, I guess. But, that's a theory anyway. But typically, a vice president doesn't help. So I would say somebody that you can get along with, somebody that can help you get elected, somebody that can be, and first is somebody that can be a very good president.
Debate's coming up on June 27th. How do you prepare for that? And you've stated it. Joe Biden's in a different place. What's your strategy coming into it?
So debates are interesting because I had never debated before, and then I debated a lot on the first, in 2016, I had like 14 debates or something. And it's been good. I mean, it's been good for me. It's been worked. I think I won every debate. But I never had, it was very interesting. In 2016, I said, who are these people I'm debating? Half of them I never heard of because, they're governors from someplace or they're senators. I said, start with Ted Cruz. And they say, well, he's the national debate champion. He's the this, he's the that. And I said, that's not good news. That's not good. I mean, I could have done with a little bit less. Maybe I should have started with somebody else. But they were all, they're talented politicians. That's what, for the most part, they're politicians. Very interesting. In running for president, 92% were politicians and 8% were generals. Not admirals, right? Generals. And that's it. So when, all of a sudden I'm going in as a business guy and different kind of a guy. But we had great 4 years. We were very successful, the largest tax cuts in history. We had the largest regulation cuts in history. We had the best economy in history. We rebuilt our military. We had no wars. I defeated ISIS.
But since you've been out of office, things have deteriorated, and we've talked a little bit about that.
At a level that's not even believable.
And I think most people agree with you on that.
Amount of money, which turns the economy. We're $34 trillion in debt. We've printed money we don't have, that's led to massive inflation. How do you change that and turn that around to average Americans out there who are struggling every single day, worse and worse under Joe Biden's economy?
So we were doing great. We were energy independent. We were soon going to be energy dominant. I didn't want the Russian pipeline to be built because of the fact, very simple, I wanted to supply them with the energy. The whole thing was we're going to make a fortune. We have more liquid gold than any country in the world, including Saudi Arabia and then I do Anwar in Alaska, which is the biggest find. It's as big as Saudi Arabia. Some people say it's bigger. And Biden closes it up in his first week. The first Department of Interior, the person in charge, closed it in her first day in office. Ronald Reagan tried to get it. He couldn't get it. Everybody tried to get it. Bush, I got it. And they closed it up, but I'm going to reinstitute it very quickly. It'll happen very fast. But think of it. So we were rocking and rolling. We were energy independent. We were soon going to be double the size. We were in third place, and even beyond that, when I took over, we were leading. You have to see a graph. Russia, Saudi Arabia above them, Russia second, we're third, and then we go like this. We were going to be energy dominant. We were doing things. The way you have to solve it is through growth, and we were going to have
cutting, right, Mr. President?
Yes, growth and cutting. The problem I had is we were starting to really rock and roll. We had the greatest economy ever, and then we got hit with COVID. And if I didn't throw money at COVID, we would have had a depression like in 1929. And if I don't win, you're going to have a depression like in 1929. One of the, I'll just say Scott, One of the greatest analysts on Wall Street, considered maybe the best, he said the only reason the stock market's high is because they think Trump is going to win.
Listen, I think that one of your strongest points is that you're a businessman, and people love that you ran this country like a business. And I believe that if you got in office, you will get the oil pipes going again, we'll get energy going, and I believe that we will grow. But it's really hard when you're a politician to cut. Your friend Milei in Argentina, he cut whole agencies, and now they went from 25% growth per month in inflation down to 8% per month. So it works. Are you willing to
you know he's MAGA. You know that.
I know he is. He's my friend. That's why I brought it up.
No, he's my biggest fan.
He's a great
Make
guy.
Argentina great again. It works out perfectly, right? No, that's what he calls it.
Yeah.
He says he has hats. Make Argentina great again.
But he has. But he's cut agencies. Are you willing to make those kinds of dramatic cuts? Because I really think we have young kids, all of us. I think their futures are on the line. I mean, as he said, $34 trillion in debt. I think that means we're paying almost $1 trillion in interest.
I'll give you an example.
Is it every month?
I'll give you.
Every year.
You mentioned the kids. So we're going to cut the Department of Education, let it be run locally. We have this
You mean
mess.
end the Department of Education?
End
Federal
it,
Department
end
of
it, other
Education?
than to have a little tiny coordination. You know, it would be nice to make sure that everybody's teaching English.
Yeah.
Let them learn English, okay?
I love this.
But no, we're cutting the Department of Education.
it.
I was ready to do it before, and then again, the COVID really, if we didn't throw money at that, you would have had a depression. We would have been in a depression. And when I got out, the stock market was higher than when just before COVID came in.
So that would be the first thing. That would be the first department.
Oh, it's going to happen. That's going to
cut.
happen immediately.
I love it.
We're going to do like Department of Interior. There's so many things you can do. One of the things that's so bad for us is the environmental agencies. They make it impossible to do anything. And so in Louisiana, they had these massive refineries, that LNG plants, but massive, essentially refineries. 14, 15 years they've been trying to get permits. I got it done in one day. One day I got the permit. Don't tell anybody, please. I got it. I didn't know who the hell was doing it. In one case, Japan was putting, and by the way, they're like $20 billion, a massive. These are like the Empire State Building laid down ×2 on its side. All pipes, I mean, it's unbelievable, on the coast in Louisiana. And I got those things, the first one I got done in like 24 hours. They worked on it for 14 years. And it was terrible. I mean, what they were doing. The environmental agencies have stopped doing, they stop you from doing business in this country. And we did a great job.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.